Pope Francis died at 88, but within hours, eclipse-level conspiracies cast a shadow over the Vatican. At 7:35 a.m. Cest on April 21st, Jorge Mario Bergoglio drew his final breath in Casa Santa Marta. 2 hours later, at 9:45 a.m., Vatican media confirmed his passing. Yet, by midday, Vance Pope theory and apocalyptic hashtags like Armageddon 2027 trended worldwide. Was this simply the frail end of a life worn thin by pneumonia and lung surgery? Or did darker forces play a part? Over the next 15 minutes, we confront the most explosive questions swirling around his death and the conclave that follows. J.D. Vance's courtesy call on Easter Sunday. U.S. Senator J.D. Vance arrived at the Vatican's Swiss Guard post at 9:02 a.m. for a scheduled audience with the Pope. According to official logs and Vatican visitor records, he departed at 10:17 a.m., no secret devices, no second visits. Yet within hours, social media sleuths claimed toxic tampering in the holy water he drank. QAnon forums cited unnamed insiders hinting at a clandestine syringe swap. PolitiFact and AP News reviewed hours of surveillance footage from multiple angles, finding nothing untoward. Still, fringe blogs insist the cameras were conveniently off for maintenance during the critical moments. What if Vance slipped something undetected, they ask. Even a single glitch in the feed now fans the flames of suspicion. The last Pope prophecy next came the so-called prophecy of the popes, long dismissed by scholars as a 16th century forgery. According to its cryptic Latin verses, Francis is Peter the Roman, the final pontiff before Rome's destruction. Within hours of his death, conspiracy channels resurrected the prophecy, predicting a global cataclysm by 2026. Hashtags like #FinalPontiff and #EndTimes soared. Vatican archivists at the Pontifical Gregorian University publicly debunked the prophecy as medieval folklore. Yet apocalyptic pamphlets continue to circulate in dark web corners. Do cardinals secretly believe in a divine timeline? Or will they treat the prophecy as quaint superstition? The 2-hour announcement gap. Francis passed at 7:35 a.m., but the Vatican waited until 9:45 a.m. to notify the world. Officially, this interval ensured accurate confirmation, private notification of all 225 cardinal electors, and completion of canon law protocols. Critics argue that in today's hyper-connected era, preliminary bulletins could have been issued within minutes. Bloggers allege the delay masked an autopsy revealing unexpected toxicology results, or that high-level discussions over succession were underway. No detailed timeline was ever released, fueling whispers that the real story died with him. Elite summits and shadow delegates. In his final weeks, Francis met with dozens of global figures, climate CEOs, philanthropists, and heads of state. Rumors spread of a private dinner with World Economic Forum alumni, including Klaus Schwab, in the Apostolic Palace. Official Vatican calendars log a generic meeting with international delegates, without naming attendees. Could off-the-books gatherings have influenced Francis's medical care? A leaked dinner invoice mentions special medical briefing at 1 a.m. on April 20th, though the Vatican insists it pertains to routine health updates. Secret add-ons in the bill now appear in conspiracy roundups. Black market insulin, unapproved treatments. The absence of transparency only deepens the mystery. Hidden health cover-ups. Francis's 38-day pneumonia hospitalization this February was widely publicized, hailed by Vatican spokesmen as a miraculous recovery. Yet internal memos from Rome's Agostino Gemelli Polyclinic, shared anonymously with Italian journalists, claim senior Vatican doctors pressured staff to understate the severity to avoid public alarm. Gemelli officials now deny any orders to suppress information, but terabytes of unredacted medical logs remain sealed under Vatican privilege. If the Church feared scandal, what else might they have hidden? Every suppressed detail now amplifies the chorus, calling for full disclosure. Worldwide mourning as performance. Within 12 hours, 50,000 mourners queued at Buenos Aires Metropolitan Cathedral. 90,000 filed past Francis's coffin in St. Peter's Basilica. National leaders issued tightly worded eulogies. President Trump on Truth, Social called him a humble shepherd, Italy's Prime Minister Meloni lauded a moral compass, and Argentina's Javier Milei, once a fierce critic, posted, "He was one of us." Conspiracy commentators pointed to the near-simultaneous release of these statements, suggesting pre-written legacy scripts were drafted days in advance. Indeed, timestamps show some messages posted less than 20 minutes after the Vatican bulletin. When mourning becomes choreography, can any tribute be deemed spontaneous? Conclave calculations and factional slates as cardinals arrive for the conclave, May 6 to 12. Early frontrunners include Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Francis's former Secretary of State and a continuity candidate, and Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, the pastoral favorite from the Philippines. Conservative camps tout Cardinal Robert Serra, promising a pivot back to traditional doctrine. Italian tabloids report secret slates of progressive and conservative prelates negotiating vote exchanges over candlelit dinners. Vatican diplomats, speaking on condition of anonymity, confirm informal negotiations, but insist there is no formal block voting. Nonetheless, every handshake in the Sistine Chapel corridors is now subject to live tweeted speculation. Financial and insurance anomalies. Conspiracy blogs also seized on rumors of a substantial insurance payout triggered by Francis's death. Vatican financial statements confirm a life insurance policy for senior officials, but do not specify beneficiaries. Rumors on encrypted messaging apps claim the payout exceeds $50 million, split among the Curia's elite. Some allege that such a windfall could motivate unholy alliances. While there is zero hard evidence linking policy proceeds to any clandestine plot, in an age of runaway speculation, even the whiff of insurance murder sends shockwaves across rumor forums. Market reaction and media frenzy within minutes of the announcement. Catholic stock indices, tracking shares of religious media conglomerates and Vatican-backed charities, dipped by 2%. Tech stocks providing Vatican live stream services spiked 4%, as investors bet on global conclave viewership. Media outlets scrambled to secure interview spots with Vatican insiders. Even late-night comedy shows retooled monologues overnight to include satire of secret chambers, hidden ballots, and smoky verdicts. The financial markets and entertainment sectors now play a role in ecclesiastical drama, digital whispers, and social media storms. Threads exploded with eyewitness accounts of crowds 50 deep at midnight vigils across continents. Telegram channels shared Vatican leaks of purported audio recordings of last conversations between Francis and his personal secretary, Monsignor Karcher. None have been verified. YouTube reaction videos garnered millions of views in under 24 hours, blending solemn reflection with wild theories about choreographed mourning. Every platform amplified every rumor, making it increasingly difficult to separate credible leads from clickbait. Public figure reactions as data points. Notable Shishamas's tributes fueled additional intrigue. Martin Scorsese praised Francis's unflinching honesty, while climate activists credited Laudato Si with shaping global policy, citing UN summit minutes that reference his encyclical verbatim. Conservative bishops, however, lamented a liberal drift in church doctrine. Some online commentators argued that these polarized tributes reveal which factions will pressure the next pontiff to carry Francis's torch, or snuff it out. In a drama of faith and power, every endorsement is a clue. Pre-conclave countdown and final speculation. With 2 days to go, Vatican news agencies issue hourly press releases on cardinal arrivals, each statement parsed for signs of alliance. Betting markets offer odds on how many ballots it will take, while conspiracy sites track secret hand signals, rumored to pass messages between windows in the Divine Chapel. Meanwhile, senators prepare tech safety hearings, citing fears that unsupervised live streams of the conclave could undermine the secret ballot. Environmental groups prepare statements urging the new pope to expand the climate encyclical. Against this backdrop, the Church's future hangs in the balance. As white smoke or black will rise from the Sistine Chapel chimney, the world will watch. Will the cardinals honor Francis's progressive legacy of mercy and inclusivity, or turn inward to preserve tradition? Might the prophecy of the popes still find relevance, or will it collapse under scrutiny? Did J.D. Vance's visit play any part, or was it a red herring? And those missing minutes between death and announcement, what truths lie buried there? We've traced every log, every whisper, and every shadow pact leading up to this moment. Now, stay tuned for live conclave coverage. in-depth profiles of the leading candidates, and expert analysis on how Francis's vision may survive, or unravel, under the weight of intrigue. Subscribe, ring the bell, and tell us in the comments which conspiracy shook you most and who deserves the fisherman's ring next. The Vatican's secrets are only beginning to surface,